Apocalypse Gaming.
Now, today what I want to talk to you about is stripping products. Many of you will have seen my Dettol video, which I've had up for over a year now, and it's my #1 go-to product for stripping miniatures because it's plastic safe, it seems to be fine cast safe, and it's obviously metal safe, because if it's safe for those products it's obviously safe for metal. This is the specific Dettol you're looking for, although this is the big ass bottle. It normally comes in smaller bottles. You can see the brown liquid inside, but I seem to get asked the question all the time about the Dettol. So this is the specific one. It's Dettol Antiseptic you're looking for, with chloroxylenol. I'm not going to try and pronounce that properly. Chloroxylenol, something like that. She can pronounce it, she's got chemistry experience. Other products that I sometimes turn to, or another product I sometimes turn to, is Nitro Mors. But Nitro Mors is only safe for metal miniatures. It will melt your plastics, it will destroy your fine cast. It's an exceptionally strong paint and varnish remover. So if you've tried to Dettol it and you've had any residue left over, or you've got super glue left over, Nitro Mors is a great product to try to. This product here I've not tried yet, and this is the first time I'm going to experience it is on this video, but Templar's Crusade has put out a great video recently which has raised my awareness of it, and it's Fairy Power Spray. Now, Dettol works 99.9% of the time. I don't have any issues with the product, but occasionally you do get a white residue from the primer that came about a long time ago. Look at this tank, it's one of the old original pre-heresy Rogue Trader era style tanks, so it's had plenty of paint on it over the years, and this white primer, whatever it was used back then, sometimes seems to be a bitch for the Dettol to remove. Modern paints all seem to come off no issues, but in some of these really old tanks I occasionally get an issue with Dettol. Don't really seem to get issues with the miniatures, apart from maybe a tiny amount of clagging in one of the little detail areas, but overall I would normally use Dettol, but occasionally this happens. I'm going to try using Fairy Power Spray to see if that removes this clagging, and we'll see what happens. Okay, just so you're aware, here's the details of Fairy Power Spray. So it's quite a strong substance. Spray, turn the nozzle on to the on position, do not add water. Leave to act for 10 to 30 minutes and no more than 30 minutes. Rinse the water, put in a dishwasher and wash within 30 minutes. Ensure appliances are thoroughly wiped down. Very tough soils may need treatments. And it's got the big irritant label on it as well, so anything that's got an irritant label on it, protect your skin. You don't want it harming you in any way whatsoever, and if you're obsidian painting, you don't want it killing you. The preferred way of killing yourself is sticking a garrote round your neck and running with your hands super glued to your head. That's a great method of suicide. Cheers, Gary. So anyway, back on topic. It's not a safe chemical. Wear gloves. So let's give this baby a try out. Right, I'll give this a spray and we'll leave it sitting on there for 10 minutes and see what happens. So, now, Brian, Templar's Crusade, said leave this sitting overnight. As this has already had its main strip from Dettol, what I'm going to see if this would be a suitable product to be a backup for when Dettol doesn't work. Because as a price comparison, Dettol can be acquired much cheaper for much larger quantities. I'm also not sure as to the reusability of Fairy, which I'll try over the period, but Dettol is reusable. Unlike Simple Green that the Yanks seem to use, Dettol is a reusable product and you can use it again and again and again and again. Whereas Simple Green seems to lose its efficacy quite quickly. the Dettol's efficacy seems to last longer. For those of you in the States, pine sol, I have been told, is the other name for Dettol. Canadians, Dettol's available over there, I've been assured by other Canadians. You get it out of any supermarket. But if you're in the States, I've been told the brand name is pine sol. In Australia, the brand name's Dettol. Pine sol's made by a different manufacturer from Dettol, but does the same job. Fairy, unfortunately, I don't know any information about. Hopefully people will stick information in the comments, and I'll stick it in the description if I find out any information on that. So I'm going to leave this for 10 minutes, come back to it, and we'll see if the paint comes off. If not, we'll try it in 20 minutes and we'll try it in 30 minutes, just to see what happens, give us an idea of the time frames. Okay, this has roughly been 10 minutes, so we'll see what happened after 10 minutes. So it's just a wee quick test. Okay, some of the stuff's removing. But the majority isn't, so I'm going to put another wee bit back on the bit I've just worked off, and we'll come back to it in another 10 minutes and see what happens. Okay, that's 20-minute mark. Let's see what happens. No major difference, so again I'm going to leave it. I don't think anything's going to happen at 30, but we'll try it, and then we've done everything instructions say. Then after that we're going to start leaving it for longer periods and come back to it. The reason I'm not doing as Templar says and going straight for the overnight is this model has had a major strip job already, so I want to see what happens for these finicky areas that the Dettol very occasionally fails to get when it's this horrible white primer. I don't know what this white primer is, but it just seems to attach like bloody glue for whatever reason. Okay, as per the instructions on the bottle, it's now 30 minutes on the miniature for cleaning. Obviously it's not designed for cleaning miniatures, but that's at the 30 minutes. So we'll give it a try, see what happens, but just looking at it I reckon it won't work to the speed that they say here, and it's going to have to be left longer. So let's just give it a wee try. Okay, no shifting of the paint whatsoever, so I'm going to take and I'm going to leave this for a longer period, and we're going to see what happens and take it from there. Okay guys, we are about 6 hours in. Definitely looks to me like there's some form of chemical reaction on the tank. Whether that's enough to remove the remainder of the paint, we shall see. Okay, it's definitely enough to remove some. There's definitely flakes of this white stuff coming off. Yep, there is stuff coming off. It's not yet removing everything, but it is making a difference to some of the stuff that was on here, some of the stuff that was in there, but that sort of debt trace there isn't removing yet. So I'll leave this stuff to keep working away. I'll try it again in about another 5 hours, and if not, then it'll need to be left overnight till the morning. But that's how it's going so far. Give you the periodic updates and we'll see how the whole thing works. Okay guys, we're now 12 hours into this and we'll see what's happening here. Okay, it appears that more of the residue is coming off, but it's still not all coming off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep cleaning this up off camera, get as much off as possible, and maybe put some more on and see where we're sitting. Well, so far it's quite an impressive display from the Fairy Power spray. Most of the white residue that was left on the tank is all broken away after 12 hours. There's still some on a few areas that needs to be further left with Fairy Power spray on it, but overall the results after just 12 hours are trying to remove the little bits that the Dettol failed to remove. Fairy Power spray has done it, so I'm going to respray these and let it get back to work for another 12 hours and I'll catch it again tomorrow. Okay, that's the Rhino been in now for 24 hours with the Fairy on top of it. So I'm going to see if these last little white bits will come away, but so far the results have been good after 12 hours. Let's see if we can get the rest of this stuff off. Does appear to have worked. As far as I can see, the rest of the white areas are all breaking off. That bit there's not a lot I can do about it, that's actually plastic, but that horrid primer does seem to be releasing from all the areas where it had flagged up. So I'll turn the camera off, finish hitting this with a toothbrush and then give it a rinse and we'll look at the final result. Okay, so that's it, had a clean up. Overall, exceptionally satisfied with the results. Still a couple of wee bits of white paint. That horrible primer that seems to stick like glue and won't come off with the Dettol. That there's nothing I can do about that. I think is from the gluing process, but that's going to be hidden anyway. So overall, the Fairy Power spray has done a really good job of removing the stuff that the Dettol failed to. It's still not got rid of all of it, and as that's the case, I think Dettol will still be my #1 turn to guy for stripping miniatures, because 99.9% of the time I have no issues with the Dettol. Occasionally this white primer, whatever it is, appears from models from the 80s, 90s sort of era. It just doesn't come off, whatever it is with the Dettol, but everything else seems to. So when it comes to it, I'm going to stick with Dettol as my main stripper, have a bottle of Fairy Power spray roundabout for the occasional times Fairy doesn't do the job, and keep my Nitro Mors for my metal models, because the Nitro Mors you can start taking the paint off within half an hour. This, as Brian, Templar's Crusade, pointed out, does need 24 hours on the miniature. It does. One great thing though is it doesn't stink a Dettol. Your miniatures do stink a Dettol if you go down the Dettol stripping route. So Dettol will be my #1 guy to go for, because overall it should work out cheaper to use Dettol than the Fairy Power spray. Fairy Power spray is going to be a good backup, so it's useful to have a bottle of that to hand. And Nitro Mors I'll keep for my metals. So as always, just test it out, make sure it's not going to destroy your models, but so far I've had no issues. Give us any feedback that you want, guys, if you try this method. If you do have a camera, do a video response, link it to my video, not a problem. And we can see other people's results as well, but overall very happy with the results. A couple of wee areas which are a bit of an issue, but a little bit of sandpaper can clean that up now. That's nothing really major now. It's very good strip compared to the state it was in before it was started. So hopefully this video is a useful backup to my previous video on the Dettol stripping method. I'll link them both back and forward so you can access them easily. Cheers guys, have a good one.
Apocalypse Gaming.